Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. And welcome back to another PSVR2 video, where I am playing Gran Turismo 7, of course, in VR. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the video. So, I have 2 more Gran Turismo 7 VR videos to upload before I move on to the next PSVR2 game, which I'm going to keep a secret for now. But until then, let's get stuck into this Gran Turismo 7 VR video. Okay, so what I want to do in this video is get stuck into a few of the extra menus in the cafe. So once you complete the 39th menu book and you complete the World GT series, you get access to these extra menus: 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. So you have the lightweight K-Cup, which I'm in progress at the moment, the Vision Gran Turismo Trophy, the GR1 Prototype Series, the Neo Classic Competition, Hypercar Parade, the Sylvia Sisters, I like that, and the Historic Sports Car Masters. All of which, I presume, are like championship races, I think. So I'm going to kick things off by continuing with the lightweight K Cup. Also, before I get stuck in, sorry. So in these next 2 Gran Turismo 7 VR videos, including this video, and again, in these last 2 Gran Turismo 7 VR videos, before I move on to the next PSVR2 video game, to the best of my ability, I really want to recap my experience playing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR2. That's going to be tough, because the best way to understand PSVR2 is to put on a PSVR2 headset and experience it for yourself. But nonetheless, I really do want to, from time to time, as these videos play out, I really just want to communicate with all of you lovely people what it's like experiencing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR2. So even right now, as I'm looking at this menu, it's a very basic menu, okay? But it is like sitting in a cinema, right? And it's like looking at a big massive screen in front of me. Around that screen is just black, like a black border. And if I look down, it really does feel, if I look around as well, it's just pure black. So it feels, right now, I feel like I'm in a cinema. Again, looking back at a big massive screen at this menu. That is so different to if you were playing Gran Turismo 7 in a traditional way. If you were like sitting in front of your TV in real time, like what I mean by real time is in a living room or a bedroom or wherever, and you're looking at the TV screen, and this menu is confined to the TV screen. So different to that. Because as I mentioned, all I can see is a big massive screen. And if I look around, this is probably not going to show up on the video because it's only showing the main menu. But if I look around right now, all I see is, like, if I turn to the very left, I see black. Turn to the very right, see black. You know, again, I feel like I'm in a cinema. No, not the most exciting feature of VR, but I wanted to nonetheless communicate that experience to lovely people, because as I mentioned before, and I'm going to say it again, playing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2 is the most realistic experience that I've ever had the privilege of experiencing. So this is the lightweight K Cup. It's in progress. There's 3 races. I've completed the first one on the United States in the Willow Springs International Raceway. So I'm going to go to Japan next, to Tokyo Expressway. So let's get stuck in. So we go to World Circuits. And we're going to go to Asia. And we are going to, as I mentioned, Japan, the Tokyo Expressway Lightweight Cup. You are limited to a particular type of car, these lightweight K cars. I don't have a lot of them, but I do have the Honda S660 15 model, and I've tuned it as well. So it's hopefully will do the job. So as we get this race started, a 3-lap race as well, which isn't too bad. I want to do my absolute best to communicate to all of my lovely viewers what it's like experiencing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2. Okay, so here we go. So the race is about to begin. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so right now I look down and see a steering wheel. So what this feels like right now for me is, and I know I've said this before, but I want to say it again, because in these 2 last PSVR Gran Turismo 7 VR videos, I want to recap what it's like experiencing Gran Turismo 7 in VR. So if I physically look down, I see a steering wheel, and I'm looking out through this car because it feels like I'm inside this car, and I see the car in front of me. If I look to the left, I see outside, right, I see outside. So what I'm trying to say is, I look up and I see the mirror. What I'm trying to say is, it feels like I am inside this car, driving this car, and looking out at the track. But again, the best way to understand what it's like playing on PSVR 2 is to put on that headset. Now, I should point out that these extra menu books at the cafe, which you unlock once you complete the World GT series, is very difficult indeed. You would be lucky, and I mean very lucky, to become 3rd place. Gran Turismo 7 doesn't hand you, gold trophies and 1st places. You really do have to really put in the effort in terms of getting a good car, tuning that car, and most importantly, racing that car, driving that car. So again, I'm looking around at the interior of this car and I'm seeing everything, and I'm moving my head in real time. I got distracted now. I'm moving my head in real time to view everything, to view, the racer beside me, to view the mirror, to look up and see the top of the car. All that's happening in real time. You can't do that, and you can't experience that on a traditional TV. So that's what sets playing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2 apart from a traditional gaming experience. And I mentioned this before as well, and I'm just recapping my experience playing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2. the view is it's a full like 3D view, if you know what I mean. Like 3D as in like depth, like 3D depth. Um, it really does add to the level of realism. Okay, so you're not gonna like you're not gonna smooth sail into first place on these extra cafe menus. I'm trying to contain my competitive nature and not get too kind of like angry that I'm not going to come first in the race. I just really, in these last two Gran Turismo 7 VR videos, I just really want to just recap my experience as opposed to being competitive. I'm happy enough that I completed the World GT series and got gold. That will do it for me as far as I'm concerned. Again, I'd be lucky, really lucky, if I place third. I don't think I will, but let's see. And I'm not going to repeat this race as well because I just want to move on. I just want to show other stuff while doing my best to communicate what it's like to play Gran Turismo 7 on PS VR 2. I think what makes this particular race difficult is the fact that you are limited. See that? You had that thought there. No, that's me starting to get a bit annoyed. But what makes it tough is the fact that you're limited to particular types of cars. You're also limited to particular types of tires as well. But yeah, that's what makes it tough. I think the fact that I crashed there is going to really set me back. I'm so used to catching up. I'm so used to like driving really fast cars. I'm going to be tempted to restart this race, but I'm not going to. In the interest of time and in the interest of do my best to create entertaining content for my viewers and trying to communicate what it's like to play this in VR2. I'm looking down at the gear stick there now. Yeah, I'm in 6th place. I'm not going to be getting 3rd place anytime soon. Be lucky if I place 5th, I'd say. Unless I take a chance. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So close I was. I'm not sure if pressing 4th. The music sounds good. The music seems upbeat. But did I qualify? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I think it has to be 3rd place at least. Yeah. Now the fact that I came so close there now is so tempting me to try again. But reluctantly, I'm not going to. I'm not going to, in the interest of time. in the interest of time, I am going to try out a mission. So this is Mission Challenge. I spoke a little bit about this in a previous Gran Turismo 7 VR video. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stages, each containing 8 missions, and each mission is kind of like different. There's like missions that are focusing on overtaking other drivers. There's drifting, there's drag races, there's even missions where you're rolling over red cones. So lots of, you know, diverse missions. So this is what I'm on at the moment. It's a pass mission, so, you know, overtaking essentially. So drive the road course section inside the oval in the Corvette. Can you catch the Viper running way ahead? I haven't been able to catch the Viper running way ahead. Actually, it's pretty tricky. With these missions, there's a certain knack. You have to kind of figure out what that knack is. I haven't been able to figure out what that knack is in this particular pass mission. I can just about get a second place. What I find very frustrating about this mission is this part here. There's no brake indication, like there's no brake marker, and up ahead there is brake markers, but not in that particular area. So you kind of have to figure out yourself. Now so you really get a good sense of scope, if I'm communicating that correctly, of this track. This track just feels so huge in VR2. As you get close to a car as well, you know, you just, because you're playing it in VR, it's so close to you. You keep forgetting you can't crash into the cars in missions. Missions work the same as license challenges and circuit experience challenges also. So you can crash into the barrier, and you also can crash into the cars. As you see, barrier collision. It gives us a couple of more attempts. Look, if I get time, I might go back to the menu book challenge as well, considering that I did come close to getting third. As long as I create some Gran Turismo 7 VR content and do my best to communicate what it's like playing it in VR, there really is nothing else to say, really. Like, I mean, the best way to sum it up for me is playing Gran Turismo 7 in VR, like on the PSVR 2 headset. It's the most, oh god, what happened there? It's the most realistic gaming experience that I've ever had. I had the pleasure of having, because it generates a feeling, an experience of being inside a car, and I just think the fantastic visuals as well, do you know what I mean, back that feeling, experience up as well. So I keep crashing into the car. I'm gonna try this one more time. Because I'm just conscious of time and, you know, fitting as much content into the video as much as possible. You get an idea of what these missions are anyway. Like my mission is to basically come first and overtake all of these cars. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to be competitive in these last 2 Gran Turismo 7 VR videos. I think when it comes to competitiveness, I mean, I completed the World GT series and I got gold. I mean, you saw me showing off my trophies in the previous video. I mean, if I want to be competitive, I already did that, so I'm not to prove. just to give an example of some of the missions, you've got like another pass, race, drag race, mileage trial, drift mission. Then you got a slipstream, which is all about gaining momentum, picking up speed as you go behind a car. Then you got like one lap magic. I'll show you these missions as well. So there's again the pass, one lap magic, slipstream race, cone challenge. I'll actually show you a cone challenge actually. I already completed that. I got a gold on that mission. But this is just so different to anything else you would normally be doing in Gran Turismo 7. And the music as well kind of backs it up. So you're literally driving over these cones. I missed 2. See, this is addictive now, even though I've done this already, like, and I got a gold on this, like, I just want to do it again. So yeah, I mean, like, this is so fresh to what you would be normally doing in Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, to go from completing the World GT series to driving over red cones, and again playing this on PSVR 2. I mean, seeing the cones just bounce up into the air, really into the windscreen as well. It's just it's a very like realistic experience. Missed one. I'm gonna one more time. This is very addictive and very fun as well. I think towards the end of the video, last 10 minutes, I'm gonna give that that menu book challenge one more go. Yeah, okay, pretty fun though. Oh, there's also these missions as well. I think I actually want to show you actually. Well, not so much show you. Well, I will show you. I just won't be obsessed with completing it. There is a very tricky, and I mean tricky, mission. It's called Mileage Trial, and it's all about trying to get as far as you can on the track with a limited amount of fuel. So what you do is, also you can only drive in manual, and what you do is you have a fuel map. So it's from power to lean. So it will go from 1 to 6. 1 will use the most amount of fuel, and 6 will use the least amount of fuel. So you really want to be using 6 when you're not really when you're going around corners and you're braking and stuff, and then 1 to pick up speed. And again, like shifting gears as well. So being in the correct being on the correct gear is important as well. So you can see the meter on the top of the screen. I don't know if this is showing on the video or not, but that shows how much fuel I'm using. So the trick here is to roll in certain parts of the track, particularly when you're going downhill. So I managed to get a gold on this already, and I'll go back into 6 here now. Being able to really take my time on this track, considering the kind of mission it is, where you're just like, you're not really racing or anything. I'm going to go into the next. So I'm in gear 2. Being able to look around. So I'm actually I'm in a Jeep right now, and just being able to see the bonnet. So I'm going to be going down this hill now. So we just literally just naturally roll down. So no fuel has been used. And again, this is this mission is just so different to what you would normally be doing in Gran Turismo 7. Like, you're normally racing, so you're kind of it's a lot more intense when you're racing against other drivers, but this is so relaxed, and you can take in the scenery as well, especially in VR. Again, just being able to see all the foliage, the rocks and the trees, just seeing all this in VR, so up close and personal, just feels so realistic. I've already completed this. I got a gold in this, but I think once I start the mission, I just kind of get so like into it. So yeah, as I'm approaching this tunnel now, it really feels like I'm, sitting in this jeep, looking out through um, the window, the windscreen, and just yeah, just seeing this track in real time and physically looking to my left and looking at the rear view mirror. Oh, that's the rear view mirror up there, isn't it? I'm not too familiar with the parts of cars, but the handbrake, like just seeing all this, in real time. It's yeah, it's an experience. It's a realistic experience, the most realistic experience uh, that I've ever had. I've played Sega Master System all the way up to PlayStation 5, and none of those experiences has matched this experience from the point of view of realism. I remember particularly when PS2 came along. I think that's the console where myself and others started to use terms like, "Oh my God, this looks so realistic," or "This feels so realistic." Because of the graphics, the specs, obviously of PS2 hardware. Um, but nothing can match what I'm experiencing right now. Nothing can match this. And again, like the only way that if you're watching this video right now, the only way that you can truly understand what I am trying to communicate to you is to actually put on that headset and experience it, um, experience what I'm experiencing for yourselves. And I mean, I would be surprised if you didn't agree with me. I would be, no stopping, no stopping. So if you actually have Gran Turismo 7 and you're actually playing this mission and you're looking for some tips, um, really just use the throttle as less as possible. Just let the car roll. Um, I've been keeping my fuel map on 6 this whole time, so it's worked for me. And whenever you're going downhill, look, I'm literally not even using the throttle right now, and the car is moving. I think I'm still in the second gear, I think. So yeah, again, these missions very different to your standard uh, menu book challenges in the cafe. Very different to your standard race championship. Um, Far less intense, far less competitive. Um, Very different kind of challenge. It's very like strategical as well. Like because you're thinking of like you'd only use that much fuel. You're looking at so many different things because you're forced in this mission to use manual gears. So you're thinking about that. You're thinking about where your fuel map is. Um, you know, so you're thinking of like how much fuel you're using. So yeah, a very different kind of challenge. So just looking out at the left there and seeing these people and the tents and all the different vans and other vehicles and just people like looking out. It's just, it's actually quite bizarre. It really is quite bizarre. Very realistic, so clear, like just so vividly clear. You know, it doesn't feel arcadey. Like, I suppose what I mean by arcadey is like it's not like cell shaded graphics. That's the thing. It's not cell shaded graphics. You know, these are realistic graphics. These are photorealistic graphics. So to experience that in VR, just adds to what I've been saying this whole time about, like, you know, it being such a realistic experience. GoPro. I think I've gotten the gold now, so I can speed up now. Just to show you, look, so I'm going to go down to 1, speed up, see how quickly the fuel is gone. Fuel is gone right now. So I have to rely on just sheer momentum now of my car. I think I got a new record, actually. I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting. So we're halfway through the video now. This video is going a lot better than I thought it was going to go. I thought I was going to get a lot more competitive, because yeah, the difficulty has increased with the extra menus in the cafe. I'm so used to coming first in all the races and whatever. So there we go, new record. Amazing work, you set a new best record. So that's just an example of what the missions are like. I'm glad that I managed to show you that, and hopefully I communicated what, you know, playing Gran Turismo 7 in VR is all about. Do you know what I'm going to do next? Now, this is not so much like I can't really communicate what this is like in VR because it's not really a VR specific feature. But I would like to show you my collection of cars so far. Now, I have over 100 cars. Okay, I have a total of 119 cars. So realistically, it wouldn't be realistic for me to show you every single car individually. So what I might just do, if it lets me to. Okay, it doesn't let me. Okay, what I will do is I'll actually go into this category here, and I'm going to go by performance points. And I'm going to show you the 3 cars that I have that have performance points of between 900 and 999. So basically, the best car. So I'm going to show you some of my best cars. Based off performance points. So the best car that I have right now, based off performance points, is this Ferrari VGT, and it has performance points of 938. And there it is. This is the best car that I have right now. It is a Ferrari VGT. It's got displacement of 3000. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you, but it's got performance points of 338.35, aspiration 1 turbo. Fuel is excellent. Don't know what the second one is. Could be the engine. I think miles, there's an issue with that, I think. I don't know what that does, but what I will do is show this in the VR showroom, and I will go to Home Garage and kind of show you the top 3 cars that I have. I know I have a lot more cars than this, but just realistically speaking, it just wouldn't be logical for me to show you all of my 119 cars. So it's just better to show you the top 3 cars that I have at the moment, from the perspective of performance points. Now, in terms of experiencing what it's like to experience Gran Turismo 7 in VR, when you go to the VR showroom, I feel like this is the best way to experience VR. It's the best example of what VR is like in Gran Turismo 7. So Okay, so let me just talk you through how this feels right now, what I'm experiencing right now. It feels like I'm sitting down in this garage. So I look out in front of me, and you get the sense of distance, of depth as well, between where I'm sitting and the counter, and where all those tools are hanging on the wall, and then to my left, the open garage door, where I see outside, see the trees in the background. You get a sense of depth, and you get the sense that you're really in this garage, and I can look up and I can see the lights, on the ceiling, and I'm physically moving. Oh crap! I'm physically moving my head to the right, and I can see my beloved Ferrari. And if I physically move left, I can see, I can see the other side of the garage. Not the most eventful garage, but so yeah, I'm physically moving my head like I would in real life. If I was really in a garage, this is how I would look around the garage. I would physically move my head around. Um, so I'm in front of my Ferrari right now. So this is the exterior of the Ferrari. Okay. What a car this is. It's a pity I can't race this car on every single race, every single championship. Because some races, you need specific types of cars. Based off their performance points, tires, country of origin, stuff like that. So to be able to see like the tires from the exterior, you see the brakes as well, like brake pads, and to see like the Ferrari logo, and you can lean in as well. You can actually lean in like this, and like it really it gets closer. It's such a realistic experience. Press triangle, and of course, and you are inside the Ferrari. Right now, I feel like I am inside this Ferrari. I know I've been saying this numerous times in my Gran Turismo 7 VR videos, but I'm just recapping my experience of playing Gran Turismo 7 on BS VR2. This is how it feels. This is how it feels. I feel like I'm inside a Ferrari, and I look around me and all I see is the interior of a Ferrari. I don't see my couch. I don't see my TV. I don't see my ceiling. I don't see my floor. I don't see my fireplace. I don't see any part of the real world or anything in it. All I see is the interior of a Ferrari in full like 3D perspective, so a true sense of depth, and that is such a realistic experience. And I hope that I'm communicating this well to you lovely viewers. So that's my Ferrari VGT. Okay. So I have to exit the garage now. So I'll show you two more cars now. Top three best cars I have from the perspective of performance points. So my next one then will be the Red Bull X 2019 25th anniversary. And that is a beautiful, beautiful car indeed. The sounds are just absolutely crazy. That's got a performance point of 943. I will take this to the VR showroom. This time I'm going to go to Brand Central. There it is. Beast of a car. Absolute beast of a car. You can turn on the lights. You can switch the time of day as well. So this is night time. It's not going to make much of a difference because I'm practically inside. But that is the I think for me, what makes virtual reality such a realistic experience, not just Gran Turismo 7, but virtual reality in general, is again just that fact that when you put on the headset, the only thing that you can see is the game world. So this beautiful car that I can physically move my head around and see it, you know, and then to look all around me and see like the moving stairs, escalator. I just this is all I see is the game world, not the world that I'm actually in right now. People play video games primarily to escape reality. It's because essentially all video games are virtual reality. Because you want to escape your reality by playing video games. So when you put on a VR headset, that's exactly what you're doing. It's just so, like, just I could feel like I could just reach out and just hold the I forget what it's called, the wing. And again, press triangle and you, whoa, that is so claustrophobic. This is the most, I think this is the first time I actually went inside this car actually. But what's cool though is you can actually like reach out, not too far because there's like a border, but I don't think there's any like, there's no roof. So yeah, just seeing this in real time is just, again, just a realistic experience. So in the interest of time, I'm now going to move back to my next car. This next best car from the perspective of performance points, which is a Toyota TS050 Hybrid 16. That looks like a freaking, that's like a car from the future. That is. So straight to the VR showroom, not wasting any time. I'm going to go to the Legend Cars dealership right now. That is one cool looking car. It's like something you'd see like in Back to the Future or something. So to see all the detail of this car's exterior, like, you know, just the printing and everything, like, you know, Denso, you know, Nippon steel and Sumito metal, just the level of the shine on the floor, the reflection on the floor. That's something I want to touch upon as well, like, you know, apart from everything, you know, looking and feeling so realistic. I mean, they do look realistic because the visuals are absolutely superb in Gran Turismo 7 VR. But I want to talk again about the depth, like this real, like 3D depth. What I mean about 3D depth is a real sense of depth. Like you get the sense of distance between myself and this vehicle and the door all the way at the end of this hall. You know, there's a real sense of distance. You really do pick that up. So that combined with the absolutely amazing graphics, whoa, another claustrophobic. I would not like to be in these cars. They're too tight. They're too claustrophobic. I like the outside of them more than I like the inside of them. I would not be comfortable inside this at all. And again, I normally repeat myself, but I'm recapping what it's like to play, you know, GT7 in VR. It feels like I'm inside this car right now, even to the sense of feeling claustrophobic. So that is those are my top three cars. So far, I know I could look. I'll give you a glance through some of my cars. That's what I'll do. You know, in the interest of time, I'll just give you a glance through some of my cars. Hopefully, you can spot what cars I have. You know, so these are some of my cars from France. You know, if you spot anything, say, "Oh my God, Donny's got this." Pause the video. That's what you can do. You can pause the video. But I'm just going to slowly scroll through some of my cars so you can see. I'm thinking of what to do next actually. I think my Lamborghini is my best car because it's nostalgic for me, because one of my earliest racing games was Automobili Lamborghini on the Nintendo 64, and you know, it had a lovely like yellow Lamborghini on the cover of the game, and it just takes me back to that game. So when I actually got my hands on that Lamborghini, it was so cool because it just took me right back. So yeah, that's just a quick glance through some of my cars. Okay, I showed you the I showed you the extra menus in the previous video. That's all about. These menus are all about collecting really cool cars for Luca, and when you collect those streets, so you're not racing on these extra menus, you're just collecting. When you do collect these really cool cars, you get some really cool rewards as well. You could get a car, you could get 6-star roulette tickets. Some of them are limited to certain levels like 38, 45, 36, 37, 40, 43, 47. But there's quite a few of these menus, and I've completed quite a few of them already. You've seen this in previous videos, so I'm not going to spend any time on that. You've seen Legend. Well, let's see what Legend cars I have today. You've seen me in the Legend dealership, but you actually haven't seen them today. I don't think you have anyway. So these are the ones that are here at the moment. I won't read them out because it'll take too much time, but you can see for yourself. Some of them are really expensive, like what's that? 2,200,000, 3 million. Yeah, these two here are 3 million. I can afford all of these cars right now, I think, but I'm not gonna buy any at the moment. Okay, I think what I want to do is considering what time it is, I actually want to give that bonus menu book challenge and another go. I want to give it another go. Let's go to. Actually, no. What we could do is try the European one and see how we get on this track. So change my car, obviously. I'm just going to very quickly see, can I do anything to make this car go any faster? I don't know anything about these settings. I'm going to get stuck into the race in the interest of time. As I mentioned earlier, these nuts. Sorry, had to do it. These bonus menu races. Look, they're a lot more difficult to your standard ones. There's a reason why you only unlock them after you complete the World GT series, because the way the game looks today is, well, Johnny, you've completed, essentially the final championship. It's post-game content. Anyone who's familiar with post-game content will know that the majority of the time, post-game content is really challenging content. It doesn't mess around. You have to bring your absolute A game and then some, before you stand a chance of even coming close to, getting first place. Like if you bring your A game, you'll probably get third place if you're lucky. And again, just being able to see the sorry, it's hard to talk while you're racing. Yeah, just being able to see the mountains in the distance and look at them in real time. I'm actually literally crouching my head down to to see more of the mountains. Yeah, I'm not coming close to getting first place. And I've tuned my car and everything. But look, I'm not trying to. This car is actually overtaking me and everything. I'm not interested in trying to 100% Gran Turismo 7 on my channel. Do you know what I mean? So that won't be happening. So what's happening in these last two Gran Turismo 7 videos is me basically just recapping my experience of Gran Turismo 7, particularly in VR. yeah, I think you really have to fine tune this car. I was looking up online, I was looking up on Reddit, and yeah, that's the trick to complete this. But they're all going to be tough. Like they're going to be really tough races. The bonus facts. That's okay though. You just have to accept it. You know what I mean? I'm not really interested in tuning my cars. I don't really know how to do it properly. But that's okay. This is designed for people who do know how to tune their cars, and these are for people who are really good at the game. Again, that's why it's post-game content. This is my first Gran Turismo 7 game, and you know what? Like, I'm just happy that I actually managed to play it, that I managed to get a few gold trophies here and there, and that I managed to complete the GT World Series, or World GT Series, I keep forgetting what it's called. That will do it for me, you know? And if I don't have that mentality, then I'm just going to get really competitive and these videos won't be entertaining and I won't feel good, and that's not good. You know, you just have to accept certain points in games and certain points in life when you're playing games is you just got to accept, I'm not good at this. This is not for my like skill level. This is not for my kind of interest at times as well, you know, and that's okay. I mean, I got very far into Gran Turismo 7. Again, I completed the World GT Series, you know, and I collected some really good cars and I performed well on this, so yeah. That is good enough for me. And considering that I have to move on, I want to move on to other PSVR2 games. Because this is like, all these videos are, you know, going into a playlist, you know, PSVR2 content. It's not Gran Turismo 7 content. And that's what I have to think of too, like, you know. Now I could pop into this game from time to time, you know. But yeah, I can't be kind of obsessed with the one game, you know. So you think about Resident Evil Villages, eventually you get to the end of the game. And once you do, like, that's it, like. So it was much easier to kind of like move on from that. But like with Gran Turismo, it's different because there's more menus, there's a lot more cars to collect. There's over 400 cars to collect. There's lots to do in Gran Turismo 7, so it's kind of like hard to find the point where you kind of say, okay, I'm going to move on now. But to be fair, I was going to move on as soon as I actually completed the World GT Series. So in fairness to me, like, I actually did kind of like extend my content. But I'm also conscious of, like, because with my PSVR2 content, I really want to kind of like, you know, communicate what the VR is like. And the thing is, like, if I'm just like making it all competitive and I'm not actually pointing out what the VR was like, then it's not really like, I don't feel like that's VR content. That's just Johnny like being competitive and raging trying to become first on everything, you know. But you know what though, I think unless you're actually a like professional like esports like gamer and you're actually getting money for, like, you know, being a pro gamer, there's no point in being so competitive in a game. There's no point. I think self-accomplishment is always a good thing. If you're playing a game on your own and you say, oh my god, I just got the platinum in this game, that's fine. But you don't kind of have to, like, you don't have to feel like you have to prove something to the world, you know, every time you boot up a game, you know. So in my situation, like, I don't really feel like I have to like play this kind of game over and over and over again until I actually, you know, get a first place in this. You can clearly see I'm not cut out for this. That's okay. I'm not cut out for this this level of challenge. I have to fine tune my cars, and I don't know how to do that. I haven't a ball's notion how to do that, and that's okay. That is okay, because all that matters is I've been having a really good experience playing Gran Turismo 7 in VR, and it is the most realistic gaming experience that I've had the absolute pleasure of experiencing. So that is really pretty much it in this video. So I have one more PSVR2 video to upload before. Sorry, I've one more Gran Turismo 7 VR video to upload before I move on to my next PSVR2 game. But until then, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that I was able to successfully communicate what it's like to experience Gran Turismo 7 in VR. Again, you know, it's actually impossible, really, because as I said, the only way that you can understand what it's like to experience Gran Turismo 7 in VR is to put on that PSVR2 headset for yourself and experience it. Again, in closing, all I can say is it's the most realistic gaming experience I've ever had. You feel like you're behind the steering wheel of a car. You feel like you're in that car driving it. You're physically really moving your head around to see the view of the interior of the car, the exterior of the track, the driver ahead of you. It's so realistic. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.